Hey everyone, welcome to Weekend Project. I'm Laura Lynn of the Mom and Pop Quilt Shop, and we're very happy to see you here today. Today we're working on the slip knot block. This is a free pattern. It's got a couple of different names to it, but I do believe it's mostly known as a slip knot. And it is a free pattern by patchworksquare.com. So www.patchworksquare or patchworksquare.com, and we will put the link below, okay? So they actually have a free pattern to do a 16-inch block and a 12-inch block, and they actually give you a couple of beautiful layouts to make a quilt if you so wish it. So like I said, a free pattern. And there's 3 colors involved to make this beautiful project. So I've done one here. I was actually requested to do a kids quilt with blue and purple. So this is actually just going to be one of the squares that I will be doing. So I'm going to be doing another square in the opposite corner, and then I thought about doing a couple of different other colored squares to fill in between. So, or I may just build it out around. But this is pretty much a lovely, nice start to the center. This is the 16th block or 16-inch block from here to here, and then I put a 2.5-inch border is the blue, and then a 3 1/4 is the purple. So, and it ends up being like 32 by, or sorry, no, not 32 by 32. 26 in the end for this one. So, you know, a couple of those together makes a beautiful project, makes a beautiful table runner, nice wall hanging for a kid's room. You can put their initial in the center or their name up atop or something like that, or just keep bordering and bordering and bordering, maybe even half square triangles all the way around. I mean, the limit, like we said, is your imagination. So go for it. Go crazy. I put 2 of them together, even just do the 12-inch if you like. I think a couple of those 16 would make a lovely table runner or even a table topper. Like you could start off with this and just do big chunks off the side of like a white or a blue or something like that. And it would beautiful for Christmas or for any sort of gift. So that's what we're working on today. And I've chosen more of a red and green and creamy colored tone. The creamy colored matches the red looks like a little snowflake. So this will be one of the gifts given away to our fans of the channel. So I will show you how to construct each block. So you know there's only 3 blocks. There's one in the center and then 4 of the one size and then 4 of another. So we'll have to have 4 of those, and then we'll actually have to have 4 of those. So I have partly done some of them so we can just kind of see how you put it together, and we'll go from there, okay? So for this part here, it has you cutting the 5 1/4 on the diagonal twice, and it gives you this lovely triangle. So, and then you have your 2 7/8 that you're cutting on the diagonal once, becomes the little flaps out here, which almost, you know, when you look at it, it's a flying geese. So just a lovely flying geese there, and then a solid and a half square and a couple of half squares, and you've got your block for, you know, that part of the block done. So let's continue with that. So here's our triangle piece. And here's our first little cream color to go down into the corner. And you line it up here as much as possible because you want this overlap to be at the top, because that is going to give you enough space when you sew with your 1/4-inch seam allowance not to actually take the top of that green off, okay? So let's get sewing. Let's put these couple little blocks together and finish this whole, or 3 little sections together and finish this whole quilt, or finish the whole block. Sorry, it's been one of those weeks. I just feel like I've been chasing my tail. Never enough time in the day. But I'm sure that feels like a lot of people, especially this starts at this time of year. It was kind of a cold start. It was -18 Celsius. -18 Celsius. Okay, so there we have our beautiful little goose right there, and then we're just going to add our other little bits, which is a couple of half square triangles. I have a couple still yet to make, and I have the center to make. So we just got to line up a green and the red, or whatever we're using as those 2 middle colors, not our outside color, because I've used the cream colored for that. And we're cutting those 2 7/8 on the diagonal, and then we put them together to make the half square triangles, which need to be 2 1/2. Okay. So, and remember this one, I'll put in a couple of little borders, and it'll just be a lovely little wall hanging or a table topper, but it'll be another one of those little gifts we're giving away to you guys on the 21st of December. The list is growing, people. The list is growing. Okay, so while we're here, let's take our center square and put our green fabric. It's pretty much a square and a square at this point. So we're putting our green fabric on each edge. We're just going to do the opposite sides first and go from there. Okay. Try and get a lot of our sewing business done here, and then we can do some pressing and then come back and do some sewing. Okay, so let's do a little finger press just to keep that out of the way. Line the other little green triangle right up and sew on down. Sew on down, you know. Okay, there. And now, like I say, just give another finger press, and then lining up those other two. This has got some textured. I noticed that the printout pretty much used solids, but I've used textured and patterned material for, you know, at least for two of the colors involved in this. So I'm hoping it doesn't take away from it. I thought maybe I made a mistake, but I really like the blue and the purple, you know, and I thought it'd be a lovely little starter to a quilt. And go from there. I'm happy to make some more half square triangles to go all the way around, and you know, because I don't think they want it too big. So, or just make another square and have big chunks of white, and have a beautiful, lovely negative space to play with. So, okay, so there's our center square, literally a square and a square, and we'll give that a little press when we get there. Okay, and that needs a little press. And we already got these guys ready to go. Let's trim those. They can get a press. And we need to build out one of our top parts here. So we're going to have to take our strip of red and our strip of white or cream and sew those two together. And these are 4.5 by 2.5. Okay. And we'll give that a press. All right, so it looks like we're doing some pressing. We got some pressing moments here going on. Try to make it convenient for the iron today. I did notice my cream fabric is a little on the stretch. I don't know, it seems like a little stretchy, but maybe it's not. It's just of a finer quality, or not finer quality, but not as a quilting cotton. I think it's just like a linen fabric. Okay, so now, take all these guys. Now let's move this off to the side here, because we kind of need to tidy up our little dog ears involved on these little blocks, okay? So just trim them up. It's less bulk for the back and less for your sewing machine needle to hit, okay? And same with these squares. You want to put them up at 2.5. So trim one side, especially getting the dog ear off. Trim the other side and get them down to 2.5, okay? Super easy peasy. This is a beautiful block, and I love it that it's free. And you could do lots with it. That's why I wanted to, you know, I was thinking of a baby quilt idea, and I'm like, well, we don't always have to, you know, we can think of a different pattern to use for, you know, the baby quilt. Okay, put that off to the side. Keep those pins there. We're going to need them. All right, so we're going to start off with that one, and then we're going to put our half square triangle of the green and the red together, and then we need our solid. There we go. There's our solid little buddy, and then we need two of these to come and do this and do this afterwards. So that's one little square. You can see that there. That's our center square. Let's deal with that. Fix that up a smidgy widge. Get those little crossover points. As I said, they just add bulk that's not needed to the quilt. Okay, and it should be squared up at 3.5 to be able to fit with the rest of the project. Okay, all right, so move those off. That's our very center bit right there. And we're working on our other one here. And here we go there. So we're working on our other piece here, which is just like this, and then our corner. So let's finish off our corner here. We have that one laid out, and we need to make sure it's the white at the top, and then we have the green, and then the green is overlapping, but making sure that comes as a piece right there. And then once that gets sewn together, we add that. Okay? Fibers everywhere. Fabric fibers everywhere. It's getting so close to Christmas. The countdown is on. And of course, next weekend, the 23rd of November, we do our 12-hour live stream from 9 a.m. Eastern to 9 p.m. Eastern. And we have a lovely guest, Lois, and her husband are coming from the States, up from Florida. So I'm very excited to meet them and see them. She's been a fan of the channel for a while now, which is nice. She's got a long arm too, and it's nice to, and she loves to craft, and she's making quilts left, right, and center with me. So I love it. I love it, love it, love it. And then we take our 6.5 by 2.5 and add it right to the side of that piece, okay? Just on the where it's really red prominent or the solid color prominent. We'll put it on the other side. Okay. So that's our other little square done. We got our middle square done, and we just have to put our little kind of side square together. Okay, so let's give that a little press. Just a little heat loving, and that goes right there. Okay, so we'll put those together, and we'll put this little one together. Do-de-do-do-do-de-do. Yes, we have our tree up, but it's got the tree with the lights in it. So we just needed a little Christmas a weekend or so ago, and we decided just to put it up, and who cares what anybody else said. So it's our tree. We'll do what we want with it. All right, just want to make sure I have this laid out correctly. So if that goes there, this goes this way, and then that goes that way. Okay, perfect. Those little half square triangles slip and a flop and really give this whole, as they say, the slip knot texture or look to it. So you have to really be paying attention to that. All right, so let's here and here. Line those two up. You can put a pin in the center if you so wish it, but I mean, that is completely up to you. And I am building out the 16-inch block, not the 12-inch block. I'm building out the 16 because I thought that would make a nice bigger centerpiece to whatever project I would happen to be working on. So someone will have this as a table topper or as a little wall hanging or something in their collection come the 21st of December. Okay, let's trim that up just a smidgy-widgy. Okay, on both sides. And give it a press, and then we'll finish putting this beautiful little block together of the slip knot. Free pattern. Patchworksquares.com. What is it? Patchwork Square? Yeah, I'm sure. All right, so, oops, that goes there. That's in the center there, and that goes there. So that is our beautiful block. Okay, so when you are putting your block to block together, because this is more of a square and that's a rectangle, but it still all goes together and becomes 16 inches. So on these little crucial points here, because it makes that line going across, and they really need to be matched up. So do your best, pop a pin in, and just give it your best. Give it your best effort. Okay. This is a good little test on pinning and seam lining up. Okay. Okay. Okay, so there's one side. Let's give that a little press. And in no time at all, you really start to see this little slip knot block come together. Okay. All right, let's put the middle on. Line that up. Okay, and this one down here. All lined up, and they really come together quite efficiently. There's not a lot of trimming involved. It's more just the dog ears taken off, or the tails, or whatever they call them. That's about it. That's about it. So it's not that complicated. Once you do your 4, 4, and the 1 in the center, bibbidi bobbidi boo, it's quite easy after that. Okay, so there we got our 3 little rows. You can see already how it's coming together, those little crucial points here where it's crossing over from the top, that top triangle down and around. And just take one side and sew it on. So we'll just take this one, we'll flip it, and at every little seam allowance, or seam section here, as Munchkin likes to call them, very seam sensitive. And we will pin and put it together. Okay, just pin, line it up and pin. Put as many pins as you need. If you're like one of those people and just like to hold it in place as you sew, go for it. You know, I don't want to tell you what to do. You do what you want to do. Just if you really want them to line up, I would probably pop a pin in, which is exactly what I'm doing, because I don't want it to lose that beautiful, you know, twisted knot, or to me it looks like a square and a square wreath sort of thing. So I didn't even realize that was the name of the block when I was doing some research for Christmas ideas. And, you know, wall hangings, table toppers, quilt block, you know, trying to make one thing stand out for more than just one thing. So it's like, okay, well, what can we make with this block? Well, we could do this, this, and this, and this, and this, right? So that's kind of how I like to think of it. And in fact, one of you gets this one. So giving the love, I'm sharing the love with you, because it's a season for love. Well, it's a season for something. Usually colds and flus. Usually. All right, so we'll just press that two together, those two rows, and then we'll line up our third just like that and do some pinning. And I'm going to pop a couple of green borders around, well, a big green border, and then probably a cream border, and then that's about it. So it may end up being about 26 or 28 in the end or something like that. We'll see. We'll see. Be a big surprise. Just pin in every little interest and just flip and flop those seams. Yeah, depending on how light your fabric is maybe where you want to flip your seams, or to, you know, color won't be seen. You know, sometimes you have no choice but to press outwards like we do on those little triangles, those corner units or outside units. Okay. Pull my pin just a little out, just so it's not in the way of the stitching needle. I'm not pulling it completely out. I just still want it to hold it in place, just in case we have any slippage. We don't want no slippage. Okay, so there we go. Take those out. And it should measure in between 16 and a half and 16 and 3/4, depending on your seam allowances and your fabric cuts and stuff. I wouldn't worry too much. I mean, mine was like 16 and 3/4 when I started bordering it up, so. There we go. There we go. Free pattern. I think I just got a thread on my eyelash. Sorry. Just the way it goes around here sometimes, I'm telling you. And that is the beautiful free pattern called Slipknot from Patchwork Square. Right there, they have a pattern for the 16-inch block, which is this one, and a 12-inch block, and lots of little ideas on how to incorporate that into a big quilt. So thank you very much for watching, liking, and subscribing. We greatly appreciate it here at the Mama Pop Quilt Shop. And just with a couple of borders, this is what this one ends up looking at. So isn't that pretty? Beautiful start to a baby quilt, or a youngin' quilt anyways. Take care, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow on the live stream, where we're going to continue work on the red, royal red cardinal quilt, and which is also being given away to the viewers of the channel. So thank you. Take care, everybody, and have yourself a fabulous weekend. Hope to see you tomorrow. Bye-bye. Big hugs.